Hello everyone, this is Fabio Carvalho and you're watching now Adisra SmartView course. Today's topic is the object tab. This is a very known interface object that you have seen in many different softwares. It is a great object for organizing your screens. You just need to add the screens you want to be reached in the tab object configuration. Let's use it on the storage screen. I already created two different screens that can be added to this new tab object. So let's just take a look. I created a storage folder and inside of it I created two screens that I want to be used by the tab object. First one is gonna be the raw material. So it's just a simple screen. And I also created the beer storage. Okay. So we'll be using these two screens to be reached by the tab object, and let's see how it can be done. Let's just open the storage. There you go. And on the top you have the interface objects and you have the tab object. So let's draw it on the screen. I'm gonna try to use a lot of space. I just want to see the size of it. It's 1116 by 688. So 1116 by 688. Okay, I believe it's the correct size. So let's check the property grid now. As I said, you are going to be able to add screens that you want to be reached by this tab object. So we just need to check on the left side. You have all the screens that you have created so far. And as I said, we're going to be using the storage ones. So I'm just going to move to the right. Let's move it to the right. Both of them. As soon as we move it, you can see that they're both placed here as a new tab. And we can also do some tab configuration. I'm just gonna remove the path or the folder. I'm gonna keep the first one as raw material and the second one as beer storage. You can also change if they are enabled or not, visible or not. You can also put a tag on here, so it's an expression. I'm gonna keep them both true. You can also put a key here for a modifier, so maybe you want to change the tab by using a specific key. And that's what can be done for the tab configuration. Now let's go down to see the rest of the properties. You have the orientation. I'm using the top configuration, but you can also put on the left and it would look like this. I'm gonna keep as top. You can also enable horizontal and vertical scrolls. Let's say the size of the screens, for example, beer storage, is bigger than the size of this object here. So I could also enable the scroll. If you don't enable the scroll, it's just gonna be cutting the inner screens. So if this was greater, it would just cut the remaining pixels of this screen. As I use it the same size, I'm gonna just keep them disabled. You could also put a tooltip and also enable or disable the entire tab object or make it visible or not using maybe an expression or just changing from true to false. And we also have the option to change the brushes, like the foreground color. We can change the background color and the selected tab header color. I'm gonna change the background color. Let's use some green, since I'm using inside the beer storage a green color. So let's come to the background. I'm gonna use 226 by 240 and 216. And the selected tab header color I'm also gonna change. So I'm gonna use 169. 212 and 159. Okay, so that's what we need to do, and we can just run it. So let's save this screen and start the runtime. Okay, application started. Let's go to the storage. And as you can see, we already have a beer storage here, and it's showing the screen that we created before, which is the beer storage. And I'm gonna switch to the raw material, and we can also see it. It was a quick demo. I just wanted to show how to configure, and this can be very useful to create a nice navigation, and it's very easy to configure. So we could add multiple screens to be opened by this object, and you wouldn't lose too much time on creating the navigation. You can just use this one. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next ones. Bye bye.